In this video I want to talk to you guys about trend lines, how to use them, how to draw them, what trend lines. Drawing trend lines is a tool in trading, so just like support and resistance, also trend lines can be used to locate where price is at the moment and where price will likely find some resistance before continuing a certain pattern, or maybe price will bounce off a trend line. So as you may know, my trading style, I always go from the bigger time frame to the shorter time frame. I do my analysis multi-time frame. In this case, I know for a fact that this huge bar, this is in fact on the weekly chart, so you can imagine what a huge impact this was. I made a lot of money in this one, I remember, but that doesn't matter now. The thing that happened here was the Swiss franc was, I think it was connected to the euro, and the Swiss thought it would be a good idea to disconnect it from the euro, so this would happen. Price fell, nobody saw it coming, stop losses, everything was, it was a mess. I remember some forex brokers got into some big trouble after this with their liquidity. But let's stick to the trend lines. The thing is, with an event like that, I would ignore this one technically. It's not about that event. So what I see when I draw in a trend line is that price has been going up for quite some time. Why do I draw it like this? I normally draw trend lines from, maybe you can put this one a little bit higher. Normally I draw trend lines from the bodies of a candle. That's what I do. Of course, if you want to get the connection with price on the pin bars, on the wicks over here. That's also possible. I think that price comes down, and there's a reason price gets rejected. So these pin bars to me are not really that important. So to me, I always draw the bodies of the candles. But you know, it's not right, it's not wrong. Everybody can draw their own trend lines like that. To me, this is one line I will draw on the weekly time frame, and that's this one, because it shows me the price is going in an overall uptrend. Of course, I can draw a line over here as well, because we see something happening here. We see the price is struggling with was struggling with this trend line. We can draw in some more interesting things, because this also makes a connection, as you can see. So play around with these trend lines. They can sometimes give you interesting information. For now, let's zoom into the daily chart. Of course, we have this trend line. Quite recently, price was in a down move, so let's zoom into what's going on right now. We see the price was going down, and every time it touched this trend line, price was bouncing and making another move back up. So that's an interesting trend line. And the other way around, of course, we can see that price was actually moving in a small channel. When we zoom into the 4-hour chart, we can see that even better. Let's see, here it is. This is exactly what you're looking for in trading. I would draw this one. I think I would put it in like this. As you can see, price moves down, reaches this trend line, bounces back up, comes to this trend line, bounces back down, trend line touch, insecurity, where's price going, touch of the upper trend line, back. So this is why I like to trade the US dollar Swiss franc a lot. To me, this is the perfect swing trading setup. I think I would probably take my first long around this area, and then I don't know where this trend line is at yet, but I think after this you know exactly where the trend line is. So this is a great area to go long. Of course, you are looking for a extension of this line, so around this area you would take your profits and turn around, you go short, and then we come into this area near this support. So this is another area to go to take your profits and go long again. This one had a shorter ride, came back, so maybe hit your stop loss, take less of a profit. Then we touch this trend line again. Of course it is a downward trend, so keep in mind, some people say I wait for the pullback, I just go short because we're in a short term, in a short down trade. As you can see, great momentum on this chart. Then we can see what happens here. I need more information, not just trend line breaks, but if I put in a moving average on this chart, and I probably would have seen that the price was on the daily would move below the moving average. Now it would be, well, let's just put in a moving average to give you guys some feeling about what I mean. Moving average like that. So price was on the daily. I said I thought price would be moving below the moving average. That's exactly what's happening. So when you trade the daily chart, every time price comes back into that moving average, gets rejected, you get another short, you get another short, you get another short. It's exactly the same as you are doing when you're trading the 4-hour chart and trend line. But of course, for our chart, the moving average is within this move. But then finally we reach this area. I need something else. Actually, I just, I want to teach you guys about indicators. I want to teach you guys about using trend lines and everything. But when this video is finished, you do not go to your MetaTrader, draw in some trend lines and say, trend line break, go long. Another trend line break, go short. You start drawing in trend lines on the 5-minute chart, and you think that this theory works on a 5-minute chart as well. It doesn't, So to me, I always want to point out, if you want to be a successful trader, you need to get as much information as you can before actually taking a trade. The reason, for example, this started to get my attention is that we saw a low over here, and then we saw another low, and that means that we see divergence on the RSI. So when we are drawing trend lines, this is also a trend line. We see downward momentum, but we see that the momentum on the RSI is already shifting. So this is interesting. Then I go back to my chart. I look at the price action. I see a low, then I see a higher low. Price doesn't reach this point anymore, so this is interesting. It's my second clue. Then we start to see the price breaks this previous low. So the thing is, we see a switch because we see a higher low and a higher high. So if we are drawing trend lines, this of course is a small thing you notice in trend lines, but that's not all. Then price comes back, moves in this range a little bit, but we don't start to see new lows. So this is even more information that price is turning around here. This is in 1 or 2 weeks process. Then we start to see that the moving average is breaking by this strong candle. It's very important that once price breaks a moving average or a trend line, in this case it breaks the moving average and the trend line with a very strong bar, so price is very convincing breaking this, making even another higher low. So we are starting to switch. We're starting to see that price is turning into a up move. Then back to the trend lines, because when we extend this, we see that price is doing exactly the same thing as it did on this level, but now it's starting to turn the other way around. Then of course we saw this sell-off. Usually traders panic a little bit because the pattern is broken. Don't stress out too much when this happens, because price will always go look for a retest or something. In fact, this one, the retest held, so this, I don't know if I would have been trading this one at that moment. So this is actually, we're coming to a move that's going on right now. It's March the 8th of 2017. Just for fun, I'm extending this trend line, because what you often see is when price breaks a certain trend line, this got broken again, got broken again, so it's not respected that much anymore. But as you can see, often when price comes back into the extension of that trend line, it starts to get value again. So price will continue to struggle to break it even again. That being said, we can also draw in another trend line in this case, because we can see that we have another connection, even a 1, 2, 3, 4 time connection, maybe a fifth. So this is a very strong trend line. We are actually in a new channel, because price is moving in it is a narrow channel, but it is another channel. So we can switch again to the swing trading strategy. Go long when the lower trend line is touched, or when we're near the lower trend line. Go up when we and take your profits. Same way around, if you want to go short in an uptrend, it's possible of course, but just enter your shorts at a trend line that's acting as resistance. Where price is at right now, I'm not trading this. I don't know if I should go long or if I should go short. So this is something I this is another trade for me. When price comes back over here, I'm going long and I'm going big, and I will take my profits up there. Let's switch to the daily, because also on the daily it's interesting to see what those lines are doing. We see on the daily, in fact, we see another trend line that can be connected. It's this one. It's 3 touches. So for some reason, the swings up are starting to get less convincing. But we don't know what this bar will bring us later on. So, but for now, this line acted as resistance 3 times, and I think we should be watching it. Of course, when we connect these previous highs, we are looking at the same level. So we are starting to see a cluster here, a cluster of resistance on a horizontal line and resistance in this trend line. Very interesting stuff, if you ask me. So this is the daily. Let's switch back to the 4-hour chart. I remember when I started to get this, and when I started to see the picture, this is so obvious. You never take a trade just because price is moving strong or whatever's going on. This to me is very obvious price action. This is very obvious trend lines. This is very clear picture. Yeah, so I think that's it for now. I want to say this one more time. This is the theory of using trend lines. I will make another video about it shortly, because there are also inner trend lines. For example, I see one over here, and when I'm trading it, of course I'm drawing this line because I see that price is reacting to this trend line, and after this violation it has no meaning to me anymore. So we move on. Maybe even on a daily we can put in some more trend lines. We extend this, probably, we can connect these lines, maybe, for example. No, not really. No, sometimes you can draw in more trend lines, and it gives you pretty valuable information. Last but not least, I want to tell this one more time. This is the theory of trend lines. This is a theory of trend lines. There are way more ways to use trend lines, but this is giving you guys, I think, a great example, a great picture. You don't not just trade trend lines. Some people tell me on Instagram, I ask them, what's your strategy? My strategy is support and resistance. And when I read that, I think by myself, no, you're not. Your system is not trading support and resistance. Your system is not trading trend lines either. Your system should be, I'm using trend lines. I'm a swing trader. Swing trading is my strategy, and I use trend lines to find out where price is at. Well, the price was at a high, and it was time for a correction because it touched the upper trend line. It fell down, and I took my profit probably around here, but price moved even further. This created a new trend line. I started to go long again when the strong break of this moving average happened, and we started moving back up, and by making a new high, but also showing me this pin bar that gave me information, and by these 3 red red candlesticks, that price was not moving any further, so I took my profit. Maybe you went short again, and of course, touching this trend line again, you took your profits. That's the way you should look at trading. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. We are making, right now we are making highs in the 4-hour chart. Something interesting we can see right now is that there is a loss of momentum. Momentum is shifting to the downside a little bit, but on price action we see higher highs. So are we seeing a potential reversal in the coming weeks? Who knows? But draw your lines, read the charts, make the right decisions. Don't have fear of missing out because you want to trade and you just enter a long or a short. Wait. Here you go long, there you go short. Here you go long, there you take your profit. Once you go short over here, around here, you take your profit. Okay. I hope I learned you guys something again. I'm always happy to see the great responses to my video, my growing YouTube account, my growing Instagram, also on Twitter. Great to connect with you guys. Good luck and happy trading.